All right, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house shall blessing your day. By His mercies, you are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house of His body. And two, we're naturally alive, man. I just want to go into this real quick, man. Yeah, man. You know what it is, man. It's just like it's like the scripture says when it says, listen, there's no wickedness of the wickedness of a woman, man. It's important to know how, like the brother somebody first want to say, how women act and how children act, because that's how a lot of times our people act towards the Most High house shot, man. Either righteously or wickedly as well, man. Because it's not always just like wickedly as well, because it's righteously. Like Proverbs 31, that's pretty much like that's pretty much being married to Yahweh Shah, man, the Most High Yahweh Shah, being, but and that's being like pretty much of the elect, man. That's really, if you want to go into that, because his name is known within the gates. Like, he's the most honorable man. That Proverbs 31 man, like, who better than that, like, than Yahweh Shah, man. So, yeah, that goes in that on spiritual tip. But yeah, but I'm saying to say, man, because I want to like the old Sydney Lauper song, man. Girls just want to have fun, and even Cameron, did remix it like almost 20 years ago, 21 years ago, man. Yeah, I think, was that on the Purple Haze album? I'm not sure, or it was probably just a single, but that's neither here nor there. But I just want to go into this, man, because all girls just want to have fun, man. Because I was looking at this, it's crazy. I'm just even doing this because that's all spirit. That's all spirit. All praise to Most High house shot. Because I was talking about this with my homie earlier. This little meme online, man, going to because shout out to brother Chronicles of Judah, man, because he said this even before I got in the word, and he was he was very integral with me coming this is his whole content, especially when I was coming in the word, even before I got in the word. But I felt like he was one of the brothers that the Most High house I used for me to come in the word. That was just one of the things that led. But he always used to say this, man. Listen, especially a Western woman is like a agent of chaos by nature, man. And that's why that's why people get so incredulous or very not sure why a lot of times women they choose thugs or street niggas or street dudes or drug dealers or gangsters, things of that nature, because it was really, like the brother said, it's really what they represent. That's the agent of chaos, man, and it's like a thrill and the roller coaster there, man. But I want to get into this too in Proverbs 5, because today's the 5th, and I was reading this, I was just thinking, I was like, okay, bet. It just makes a lot of sense, man. Because, and also too, how he's always used to say, man, on the videos, man, how women, they hate pretty much not all, pretty much like the liberal women, Western women, or kind of to women in general to agree, but not all women, because there's certain women that actually are damn near they're just good. The one, if they're especially in the word, they're Proverbs 31 women, or they're good wives, or even outside the word, they're just good wives. And that's no problem with them. But a lot of times, especially in this world, this current kingdom, this current society, a lot of times too, especially when the woman when women are allowed to gather abroad, that's just, it is what it is too. So they're gonna not like monotony, but and that's pretty much repetition, the same thing, or structure, order thing, same thing. But when the girls just want to have fun, that's just is what it is too. They're going to seek that thrill, man. That being that that street dude or that agent of chaos, because that's what they represent. To them, it's chaos. It's a thrill. It's a it's a roller coaster ride for them, man. Let's get this Proverbs 5 though. But I'm saying this in the natural woman, but this is really why a lot of people don't want to follow the Most High house shot, because a lot of times too, we kind of always talk about the reasons why people don't believe in the Most High house shot. It's the lack of love they didn't get from their even family or the loved ones, or even they have family. The loved ones are supposed to love them, or take care of them. So that's where that faith kicks in, because okay, cool, those people that were supposed to love me or take care of me have my best interest, they didn't. So I'm going to believe somebody that I can't see. And also too, betrayal, that's kind of goes into that betrayal. Also too, a lot of times too, what we're gonna get in this, people just want to do what they want to do at the end of the day. But a lot of times people just going to do their own will, want to do what they want to do. And for just sometimes people just don't believe. There's other things too, but people want to do what they want to do, man. That's why a lot of people don't want to do follow the Most High house. I believe in the word. Because a lot of the time too, because we gonna get into because it's all about monotony, man. Because let's look at this. Because this is Proverbs 5. This is going to like adulterers, messing with sleeping. This is going all going to adultery. But let's look at this in spiritual aspect, as in spiritual adultery, how people want to worship other gods, and like and also too that's kind of goes into a video we talked about months ago. Like that's why it says no other gods, bring no other gods before me. Like or not mention any gods, man. It's similar to where you think that dichotomy come from when a man doesn't want his woman to mention other men to to him, like her former her exes, or like she even sometimes even like say if she's a widow sometimes too, like a lot of times too there's certain men that listen, I mean I get to understand that, but you with me now, so that's it is what it is. But a lot of times too that's where that dynamic comes from, that like listen, don't mention those other men around me because I'm not them. That's why the Most High house, even spiritually, that's where it comes from. That's why he said listen, mention no other gods. That's why I said in Joshua, listen, all the other gods y'all was worshiping, he just leave them over there because I'm not them. So don't bring that type of mentality of those different gods to me because I'm not like that. It's either my way or listen, you go back to them. Either if you want you might as well be with them if you want if you want to be on that type of time, because I'm not doing that. So yeah, so that's just what it is. But let's get scriptures chapter. Let's look at this Proverbs chapter 5 verse 6, because yeah, it's all going to adultery. But let's look at this in the context of what we're talking about. It says, "Least thou ponder on the path of the just, ponder the path of life, and her ways are movable." And see, it's going to adulterous woman, man. Her ways are movable, that thou canst know them. So see, her ways are movable. All these other gods and stuff like that, it's unstable. It's not like it's movable. They go off your own lust. So, they don't. A lot of times too, people don't want to follow the Most High house because one, it doesn't line up. Like one, the behavior doesn't line up with this, or he wants to change in your behavior. Because I was just thinking about this morning. Because a lot of times too, listen, the Most High house, man, they don't want to change really. Well, one, if your personality and your character are interchangeable and it's wicked and it's evil, malicious, if it's the ways contrary to him, yeah, okay, then you might want to do something about that. You actually got to change that. But as far as your personality, no, he doesn't want you to change. That's what even Soundright goes into. But as far as your character, he wants you to change. He wants you to be born again. They want you to kill off the old man. They want you to humble yourself as a little child, be born again, renew your mind, learn what you unlearn, unlearn what you did learn, man, renew your mind, man. So that's what they want to do. But that's far as your character. But personality, man, if those things are in a lot, then yeah, you gotta do something about that. But also as far as personality, no, be who you are. But listen, just have faith in me, and how shall I have faith in the Most High, how shall, and also obey their instruction, the law, statutes, and commandments, man. So, but yeah, but let's look at this again. It says Proverbs chapter 5 verse 6. It says, "At least thou ponder the path of life, and her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them." So yeah, so let's grab this Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 28. Because listen, yeah, on the spiritual tip, it's talking about the gospel, the testimony, the new covenant, the word being in you, a kingdom that can't be shaken and moving. Now it's talking about the physical kingdom. That's a kingdom that's gonna reign forever, but also too the word being in you. But yeah, on that tip, it says, "Wherefore we receiving the kingdom which cannot be moved. Let us have grace whereby we may serve Yahweh acceptably with reverence and godly fear." So yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, man. So what's it saying? Listen, didn't it say the strange woman, the adulterous woman being what is the horror Babylon, the world, lust, the other gods, they're movable. They're that's fleshly. That's they can change, man. That's why the Most High house, they really don't. We have emotions, of course they do, but he doesn't want us even outside the world as well. You just can't be guided by them because they're not solid. It can change by the time. It's not really that's why even some chasing that's why a lot of times too, they even outside the world or we're in the world or even life, the world is I heard the saying that listen, chase contentment, not really happiness and things of that nature, because Because all that stuff is really, that stuff can change. Really, contentment is really solid. Like all this happiness, the more that can change, but more contentment. That's just is what it is. No, don't get it twisted. You can be, especially in the word. That's part of Galatians 5. But if y'all are trying to understand what I'm trying to say, but yeah, but notice how it says this the her ways are movable, man. Like the adulterous woman, that adulterous woman can be other gods, our own lust, like the world, things of that nature, all that other stuff. But the Most High House is not movable, man. Because me personally, man, like that's why even in the next chapter it says, listen, and even in Malachi, he said, listen, the Most High House is the same, yesterday, today, and forever. And also too, like he said in Malachi, listen, I change not. Me personally, man, that's why they're different from man. Because me personally, I can be very mercurial at times, man. Like that's been a flaw of my whole life, and I like even though bipolar runs deep in my family, like deep, I don't think I'm bipolar. I'm just very mercurial. My mood can change a lot of times. So I try to work on that. But to see that's the difference between a lot of times the Most High house shot and and man. Because listen, but you do have brothers out there that's very it's not on a level. Of course, never be on a level Most High house shot. But but even still, they're flesh and blood human beings. So that's gonna happen. But see, the Most High house shots, they're constantly the same. They're not unmovable, man. They're not going off there. They're very monotonous, man. Well, let me not say that. They're very ordered, and they're just they change not. They just are who they are, based off of whether somebody's down with them or not. That's how it's gonna be. They even do judge righteous judgment and do justly to the wicked as well. So or unbelievers as well. So yeah, man, that's what it is. So, yeah, that's good to. But also too, see, here's the beauty about the Most High Yahshua. They're very complex, but they're very simple, man. Because a lot of time too, but that's another reason why, man. Women don't like that. They don't like that man. Like the meme said, I'm probably going to use it as a thumbnail. They want the agent of chaos to even the sister said, in the meme, she said, or in the photo on the internet, she said, listen, then those 9 to 5 niggas or that working man is born to them, man. Because what does it represent? Monotony, order, structure. That's why a lot of people don't like shoot. Jeremiah 6:2. That's why we're akin to a woman, man. Because listen, that's a lot of times too. People don't want to follow the Most High house child like that. Because it's he's very let's get this. Monotonous. He's very orderly. Very let's get it. Very the simple things, man. That's why we're gonna get into it. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 verse 1. It says, "Love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with a good heart." And in simplicity of heart seek him. So yeah, simplicity of heart, man. It's just simple things, man. Because a lot of times too, people think it's the word. A lot of people don't just cherish the simple things, man. That's even in the sports world as well. Let's look at the sports world. That's why a lot of times too, in New England or the Spurs, they were so great. They dynasties, their dynasties lasted so long, or they won so much, man, because it was simple. It was the fundamentals. Also too, people won't because a real even in boxing, even a real boxing connoisseur, he's gonna or boxing maven or what's the other word I'm looking for? Enthusiast is gonna love a Floyd Mayweather because because a lot of times too, people just don't want to see this Mike Tyson knockouts all the time, but that's really not boxing. Listen, I'm no boxing expert, but really it's look what Floyd does. It's our watching him box, man. It's the fundamentals, the defense. It's the timing, the patience. The offense, he's a master of that, man. But his flights just weren't flashy enough to the general public, or even the people that claim that they boxing like that, or claim to be boxing connoisseurs or mavens or things of nature. A lot of times they would have criticisms about that, but or analysts, I should say. But yeah, man. But it's always about the simplicity. But it is really the that's not the fun part, man. The simplicity of things, or that's why even there's a reason why. Because me personally, even going back to basketball again, sports again, man. Honestly, that's why a player like Tim Duncan isn't talking about, because his game didn't have the pizzazz like a Kobe, things of nature, or Allen Iverson, or players of that, or even LeBron to a degree, man. But his play, it was the beauty of his simplicity of his game, or just the fundamentals of his game. But a lot of people just didn't you really got to appreciate the greatness of that, man. It's all about the simplicity, man. So, yeah, um, that's what even the shoot. I was in the movies last week or no 2 weeks ago. They have a new Karate Kid movie coming out, man. But that's what in the original Karate Kid, that's what wax on, wax off was. But he was teaching them, man. It's the simplicity of it, man. It's really deep, but it's really simple what I'm doing, man. So it's like the word of the Most High house, man. It's very simple, but it's very deep. But it's the deep, and they don't see the deepness in the simplicity. But let's get to Second Corinthians real quick, man. Second Corinthians 11 verse 4. It says for if he came to no, I'm sorry, 3, I'm sorry. But I fear, at least by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted of the simplicity that is in Mashiach or Christ. Yeah, exactly, man. Just the simplicity of that, man. That's is what it is, man. But a lot of times too, but that's just like not natural. But natural women, they're going to get bored with that, man. Like because it's very not fun, not boring, no thrill, no excitement, no agent of chaos. It's not like But then no, I'm kind of jumping the gun with that. But shoot, didn't that happen with with us, Jeremiah 6:2? Like the Israel being that woman. Then just run our way fat. Let's get it. We eventually got our own pride. We eventually got tired of the Most High Yahshua. Didn't think that we needed him. It was too monotonous. He was like on the natural tip. He was too boring. It's like, okay, words. He's a square. He's this and that. She want to be on the run type. She wanted to be they want that until it gets real. Majority of them that say that until it gets real, then they want to bow out. Then they start. No, I'm kind of jumping the gun with that, but yeah, they want the they just want the street nigga. They want the hood dude. They watching Power. They're watching all that stuff, and they want that. So don't get me wrong. I watch a lot of those shows too to see get the game from, get different things from it, like spiritually watching it. But they actually want those type of dudes, but it's really the chaos and that comes with it. It's really what they represent. But shoot, even though that's a perfect example. Even in Power, right? Even the original, right? Even the first episode, man. Ghost was trying to get out the game, kind of from jump. But notice how Tasha, she wanted him to stay in it. She said, when I saw, because she didn't, that's all she saw him for. She saw him for Ghost. She didn't see him as James St. Patrick. She said, he's actually, listen, what did you see when you see me? She said, I saw the biggest drug dealer in the city, in New York. And he said, listen, that's why he eventually got with, he was messing with Angela, because she loved him for who he actually was, man. She saw potential actually who he was, man, rather than just that. So yeah, because he was trying to get out from jump, but let's get but see, that's the natural way. That's just even the natural one. But spiritually, man, we did the same thing, man. He was too monotonous. He was too boring. He was like a lot of times too. That's why a lot when we left, we wanted the freedom of being out, but we actually didn't like it. We actually didn't like him, man. That's happens a lot. They actually don't a lot of a lot of women, they get with us, maybe it happens on the opposite side too sometimes, but more I notice this with women and men. A lot of times, the women they'll get with somebody and it's pretty much they actually don't like that person for who that person is, man. That's why, because a lot of times too, man. Of course, as a man, you're supposed to handle your business and have some type of provide and do everything as well, provide and handle things as nature. You can't be at Dude Dirty's house playing man all day and and expect not nothing to come from the woman. But also too, man, that's just women a lot of times they do that, man. They actually didn't that person for that man. It's really the perks that come with that, man. That's why they actually didn't, and that happens damn near a lot. So but that's why even the Most High Yahshua said, listen, worship me in spirit and in truth. I want you to genuinely like me, man. Not just no, man, I don't want that around me. I don't want that love without dissimulation. Or actually, I want you to love me for me. It is what it is. I want you to like me actually for who I am. Not just what I just can do for you, man. Because the Most High Yahshua is the same way. Yeah. he said that in Joshua, also John. Spirit and truth. But hey, man, we eventually let's get this Deuteronomy 32:15. It says, but Jeshurun art waxed fat, and kick thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Yahweh, and which that made him, that lightly seemed the rock of his salvation. And also, I want to get to that too. That's enough for a video for another day about the rock, man. What's a rock? It's solid, it's consistent, it's immovable. Faithfulness, man. That's is what it is. That's why Yahshua said, "What those, built on the solid ground, man. Those were the ones that are faithful, man. That didn't get rooted out. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man. That's is what it is too, man. So let's go grab this, and also too. That's why a lot of times too, even people like sometimes in the word, man. That's why a lot of times crazy teachings and doctrines come up, man. Because listen, we just kind of don't even this can happen to me a lot of times too. Can't appreciate this as simply of this believing on the Most High House, and living according to promises. That's a lot of times not enough for people, man. But that's really it is what it is. It's really because remember what even like disciples when they asked them the house what to do be saved. They were successful something deep, something extravagant. Because I get that's our gift in the Christian as a people. We can be we're very histrionic and extravagant people. We like the the oohs, the ahs, the climaxes type of things, man. But really, it's just simplicity, man. It's just that. But yeah, man. But what he say? Just believe on me. But let's get this 1 Timothy 2:2, man. That's all we gotta do. Have faith in Most High Yahushua and live according to promises, and also to be obedient to his instructions, his law, statutes, commandments, man. It is what it is. It doesn't have to be all all that, man. Let's get 1 Timothy 2:2. It says, for kings and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life and all godliness and honesty. Yeah, so this lines up with that Jeremiah 29, even when they were in Babylon, even now, man. Listen, man, all these Edomites and then all these other nations, man, especially for us in the word that believe, man, we just want a peaceful life, man. Just let them people do what they do, and we pray that the Most High House shall, have favor towards us, in the words that they show us favor. If they don't, we know because they're the Most High House shall and our enemies. So, even our people's enemies in the word, outside the word. So, this is a punishment at the end of the day. But listen, we can just have a peaceful life, lead these, hopefully these people can leave us alone, man. But yeah, man, let's get 1 Timothy 2:2. It says, for kings and for all in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. So yeah, that's those simple things, man. A lot of times too, but just like a woman can get that's why Jeremiah 6:2 very key, man. We're like that woman. Just like those these liberal Western women can get bored when they have fun. Shoot, that can happen to us in the word. Just want the deep things or different doctrines, different do this and that, and just doing everything But what he said, just believe on him and live according to the promise, man. Don't get wrong, other secular things like going into doctrine and other stuff like that, going into debating all that stuff like that. Sometimes for occasion that stuff is cool, but it's when it's constant, it's all right, it's nothing. That's not really a profitable a lot of times too, all this other extra stuff, but yeah, man, but also too, man. But it's a lot of times women like that say what this sister said, and a lot, not just her. It's a lot of our sisters, say this, a lot of times too. Later on in life, they'll do that, but then they'll say what? There's no good men out here, but they missed a man. They left. Or they never went by them. They never gave that the working man that time of day, or they left that working man to be with the thug or the gang. Because I know from experience, one of my homies, this happened to to my homie, man. This happened to him. I ain't gonna go into all the details, but a guy with a good, upright, upstanding man, shoot, this happens, brothers in the word, out the word. They, and they left him for some the drug dealer, this guy that's over here doing God knows what, things of that nature, or for the guy seeking thrill, or God that does all that stuff. But then later on, they'll say, "Oh man, there's no good men out here." But this is that Proverbs 19:3, because just like the woman do that, just like that's how people do the most high, our people do the most high house, or these people do the most high house, man. They'll worship all these other gods or do what they want to do, but then when some calamity or bad something happens to them, it's the most high's fault. But that's what um let's get Proverbs 19:3. It's the same thing, man. That's why like the brother from Assembly First One said, man, if you want to know how like our people conduct themselves, this I know behavior of women and children, man. So it is what it is. And my time even working with you, especially now more in the word, man, I see why we're akin to children, also to women as well, man. It's the same thing. So Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 19, verse 3 says, some people ruin themselves by their own stupid actions, and them blame the Lord. So yeah, that's it is what it is too, man. Like, just like those women, because I bet you, I guarantee you, man, later on in life, when once that woman hits her mid-30s or early 40s, hit 45, she'll be on the internet, or there a lot of them on the internet talking about how these men aren't this, these men are that. Well, you had the man, but you let him go. Like, or you left him, or like, you just want to do what you wanted to do. You wanted to have your quote unquote, a lot of times too, your whole phase, or you want to test what was out there. Like, when you had it right in your face. A lot of same things people do with the most high house shot. This is right in your face. Like, this good man is right in your face. These good men are right in your face. But you just overpass them, man. So, but at the end of the day, too, that's up to who the most high house who they chosen. Who they choose and who they want to wake up. But a lot of times too, man, this is what it is. But also, so that Romans 2 comes into play. That Psalms 19. That and don't get me twisted, like what Solomon says, man. Don't get it twisted, because I won't be even like because I understand, man. Because like wisdom Solomon says, listen, a lot of the times our people, they're like in Romans 10:1 says, listen, our people had zeal to the Most High in Yahweh, or they have a zeal, or what is the wisdom Solomon even says, listen, our people have a zeal in finding the Most High in Yahweh, finding God, but but they just go into other belief systems a lot of times too. But even still, after that, Solomon says, listen, they're not going to be pardoned for that though, even in that. But it's a part that's where that mercy kicks in as well. But yeah, man, that's just what it is, man. That's just the girls just want to have fun, man. That's just what it is. So hopefully it's edifying. So peace.